I want to talk about how we're surviving and thriving in the environment that we are in here in Ecuador. I want to show you the whole setup of how we avoid parasites to the best of our ability. And it's not 100%, it's 99%, but we have that 1 or 2% issue also covered on the back end with certain drinks that we've made another video with papaya seeds and other ingredients that stun these parasites. I hate to be making too many videos about parasites, but people keep writing us and trying to help us with the solutions. And you know, a lot of people that are here are temporary, and this is not a priority. It doesn't appear to be a challenge to them because they're here temporarily. But as I said in a different video, those of us that are here long-term and permanent need to overcome this challenge. And so I want to show you now what we've done to do that. Surviving and thriving in developing countries. That's what I should have named this video because there are so many expats all over the globe having this very same challenge. And let me show you what we've done. Well, the first thing we've had to do is boil all of our water in the kitchen, because water is central to everything. And you can sit here and drink bottled water, but if you're washing your dishes with it, Angie already showed in a different video, all it takes is a little drop, and you know, in a cup you washed, and that's it. We boil all of our water. How many gallons is that? Probably around 4 gallons, maybe 5 gallons. But it's hot right now, and it's going all day. Oh hey, that brings me to another issue. There's some discussion going on about unsubsidizing the gas in Ecuador. I think this is going to change things dramatically because we have to, and I imagine a lot of the locals on the lower end of the spectrum boil water. I imagine that they do boil water. Now, you know, the bottled water we've had to stop. You see here, let me show you. There is no, you see these blue jugs here that we were buying? Because this is a third party delivering water and we have no control over it, in order to be 100% sure, right? In order to be 100, because with the parasite you can't do things kind of like, oh well, assume that, so there's a level there that's missing of security for clean water. If you're getting water from third parties. I'm not saying this is not a beating on them. I'm just saying I don't know.
Yeah, well, mention that somewhere on the coast they found dirty water, and now they're going around secretly testing.
The government has issued citations to several water companies on the coast for improper hygiene practices.
Hold your breath, we're sinking in this ground we lie on. In the darkest skies, you're the star that always shines on.
With the water, so
we quit drinking it a long time ago.
You know, but even without that, even if that wasn't happening, in order to be 100% sure, we've had to remove this bottled water, which was costing us quite a bit of money every month because we have to use it for not just drinking. And so, okay, so we've got the boiling going on, right? And here's what we do with the boiling. We have this pot sitting over the sink, and it serves as a secondary faucet. This is the original faucet, which has a per filter on it, which removes parasites. The local filters don't do that. They're just bacteria filters. This operates as a secondary faucet. You see the little faucet right here, and the water is boiled, and we're constantly filling this with this all day long. We boil this stuff all day long. So we're a family with multiple adults, and so we go through a lot of dishes. And so we got a secondary faucet with boiled water at all times. So now we have removed that issue of the little droplet of water on our dishes or cups or whatever. So that's 100% safe because it's boiled. And the second thing is that we don't drink water from third parties anymore. It's all Berkeyed. This is our Berkey setup that we made.
Right, you're the one that I rely on to survive. I'm right and know what you decide on.
We've got the two solutions. We eliminated third-party bottled water. We filter our own water. We boil our own water. We pipe and faucet that boiled water. And the other thing we've done is on the faucet with the local water coming through it, we've had to put this PUR filter on it. And this is not just a standard bacteria filter. This removes cysts. This is what, when you're looking at filters, it has to say that it removes cysts, protozoa cysts. Now we have to be very conservative because remember, we can't get these locally. These replacement filters, we have to run them through the shipping system, which ends up costing us like $30 per filter. So we don't want to blow through these like once a week or something. That would be really dramatic. Yeah, we have to be super conservative with the use. So there's a lot of boiling going on all day long. And then we simply use this canister to take the boiled water and fill this secondary faucet.
That's how I do it, hon. The boys pick it up and pour it in there.
The boys pick it up, they're in their 20s still. But we just do it. Us old folks, we just do it manually. We're going to have a lunch here. It's soup with olive oil. We've got some fermented cheese. And what else do we have? We've got some fermented vegetables. And if you're new to the channel, you realize this is one of the solutions that we've had to implement is because don't eat it unless it's peeled or boiled or cooked. The only way to get the nutrition, you know, other than eating 100% cooked food, right? The only way to get the nutrition is to be able to peel it or ferment it, or both, right? Actually, this is the beets have been peeled, so we were able to peel that, keep it raw, and then ferment it. And then the dairy product is fermented, which completely changes the composition of the indigestibility of milk. So that's part of our solution. You know, getting nutrients from foods normally we wouldn't consume, such as dairy products, because they're pasteurized. But when you ferment them, it changes it, and you're able to digest all of the proteins. So you don't have the issue with the lactose intolerance and the indigestibility of the protein, the casein in the milk and the lactose and all that. You don't have those challenges once you ferment it. You don't see any salads.
Our salad is our fermented beets and
This
carrots.
is the salad, yeah.
Before we started eating our dinner, we had a carrot beet drink with garlic, which we do every day.
Yeah. So it's a big change. Talk about adjusting, right? Talk about moving abroad and adjusting and all that, and this is our big adjustment. Now there is something to know about mercado vegetables. Any mercado anywhere in the world. This has nothing to do with Ecuador, but any open area where there's food sitting around, you know, there's going to be flies and garbage, and that's not a good combination, right? So you're bringing food home that has parasites on the outside of it because of the flies. I'm talking about food that you peel anyway, but because it comes from a contaminated environment, outdoor mercado, the outside of the peel is extremely contaminated. There's no, oh maybe or whatever, it is. You just have to get a first-person view of the situation to know, and I'm telling you this, you know, so yeah, I'm telling you that just from doing this for 6 years, 5.5 years, that it is so. There's the contamination levels really high on the outside, so I'm just saying, even though you're peeling things, when you touch the outside, now you may have washed your hands before you touch the fruit, but if you touch the outside of the fruit and it comes from mercado, you know, you've got contaminated hands, and so you sit there and peel it and then touch your fruit anyway, then there you go. So you know, you've got to remove. This is when I use words like formidable discussing the protozoa issue. Most people have no idea, and that's why we're giving you so much detail in order to overcome this situation. And so when you touch this fruit and you peel it and then you're touching the fruit and you eat it, you know, so what's the solution? Well, we clean, we scrub all of the fruit, even the fruit. Well, we don't even eat fruit you don't peel. We don't even eat it. We've stopped eating things like
we stopped eating
cherries,
stuff like that.
strawberries, and I love cherries. Cherries are my favorite fruit, and I don't eat them anymore. And strawberries and anything you don't peel, we don't eat them. Grapes, we used to do grapes all the time. So there are so many paths and avenues that the fruit and vegetable could be contaminated. And for us, the challenge and how we're overcoming this is we're removing any aspect of ambiguity in the cleanliness
we have
of our food.
We're pros now.
Yeah, and we have, you're right. So, but even the fruit you peel, it's so contaminated on the outside, and can be even from the store, that in order to remove 100%, we have to scrub the fruit, even the fruit we peel, we scrub with detergent on the outside, every single piece of fruit, and then we soak it in
alcohol.
Does he scrub it with alcohol?
I think he does.
He scrubs it with detergent and alcohol, and then he soaks it in water with alcohol. Now, he likes alcohol. I would have used the colloidal silver water.
I like vinegar, but Alex likes to use alcohol.
And then you let it sit on your counter, so you don't touch it while it's still wet. So yeah, it's a lot of work, you know, when there's multiple adults in the house, and we all love to eat fruit, and you have to, because when you don't have a garden, and you no longer eating your raw kale and your vegetables and your greens, which are super nutritious and full of calcium, you know, you have to eat more fruit in order to get the enzymes and from raw food and the vitamins. The more instrumental is being self-sufficient in your health and taking care of your health. The more instrumental that is in your life, the more of a challenge it is to live in an endemic area in a developing country. But we do now on a regular basis, every couple of weeks, we do the papaya seed fruit drink that Angie made the video about. And so, and then that's just part of our standard operating procedure, SOP. This is a SOP, standard operating procedure for surviving and thriving in developing countries anywhere in the world. Lots of people having big, huge challenges out in Southeast Asia, you know, and just all the places in the world that have this issue. So guys, thanks for listening. I hope that helps you. You guys have a nice day.